Hello, gorgeous soul. Welcome to your 2020 astrology. It's extraordinary, it's full on, it's intense, it's wild, isn't it? Yes, it is. We're all going to need a few of them kiki licks to survive this year. But seriously, it has a whole host of potential. We all have drive. We all have vim and vigor to make things happen. It's very, very energetic and full on. For instance, we have Jupiter and Pluto joining forces. I mean, that is a lot to get our head around, you know. There's optimism in transformation. Of course, at the beginning of the year, we had that Saturn and Pluto conjunction. There is a lot of intensity. How are you going to use that intensity? How can you use your drive and your force of will to help transform your life with love and abundance? And P.S., I'm going to do it slightly differently for the yearly. I really want you to feel the energy and to just relax into the magic of what's coming up. So I'm going to do this. This video is going to be Kathy's amazing nature waves, just to fully be able to meditate and focus. And hopefully you might watch it a couple of times as the year goes on to see what's coming up for you. It really is an extraordinary year. Here's your yearly astrology. Hey Aries, you wonderful soul warrior. Relax, chill out and listen to your astrology. I have to say it's probably the only relaxation you're going to get this year, because this year is full on. It is unlike any other, and it involves hard work and some degree of sacrifice. But if you play your cards right, super duper duper success by the end of the year. Now, do listen to your rising sign as well, as it's particularly important for some of the stuff that's coming up for you. And if you don't know your rising sign, go on my website, michelleknight.com or horoscope.co.uk, where you can get not only a free chart, but also the yearly highlights for you. Anyway, let's kick off this year, starting in January, when we have a jolly, optimistic and empowering 3rd of January, Mars enters Sagittarius. We love this because Sagittarius is a fellow fire sign. So we're like, yeah, it fills us with a desire to travel, to adventure, to learn, but fundamentally to feel, pretty positive when we leap into the year. Of course, the main event is the big Saturn and Pluto conjunction. And we have not seen that in Capricorn for 500 years. It's massive, it's intense, and for you, it's in your career zone. And in fact, it's your career zone and your reputation zone, which is the highlight of the whole of 2020. And so a lot of people have been kind of saying it's quite scary, this Saturn and Pluto conjunction, because it's so intense and it's so final, if you like. And it's about really, truly committing to what you need to commit to, putting the hard work in, and fundamentally letting go of what no longer serves you. And, we are being forced to let go on some level. I'm not fatalistic by any stretch of the imagination, but now is the time that we have to commit to ourselves and our career. And also, depending on what your rising sign is, focus on that as well. But if you do it, you'll get great rewards. But there may be some things you have to let go of. Perhaps you've been chasing a dream. Perhaps you've been working hard towards something and it's not working out. And it's difficult if we have to let go of something and start again or change direction. But ultimately, we will be rewarded. Also, around that time, Mercury and the Sun are also in Capricorn. So we are able to speak the words and say what we mean, and make that commitment out loud. And also the Sun will give us the confidence to do it. Before that, there's another important thing going on around the 7th of January with Mars trine Chiron, the wounded healer, in our sign. Another strong aspect of this year, with Chiron being in Aries, is for us Arians to embrace our wounds, to heal our wounds, to really truly look at our shadow and understand the strength we've got from the difficult times in the past, but also to shine a light into our shadow and transform it. And we've got the energy to do it. There may be issues to do with sexuality or anger from the past, and those can be healed. But we've got the strength and the sort of sense of looking at things differently that help us do that. Now, Venus is also conjunct Aries on the 9th of February. That's a massive shift for us on an energetic level when it comes to our intimate relationships, our romantic relationships, and actually also our relationship to money. So look out to heal those things. Of course, it's important to heal those things, especially if we want to go on to succeed and our dreams to come true. It's very important that we love ourselves, but also take responsibility for ourselves. The full moon also on the 9th of February is happy days, a really jolly one for us, because it's in fellow fire sign Leo. So there's this sense of wonder and playfulness and a peak creative experience. Creativity features quite a lot this year, actually. So, trust in your creativity. Trust in pursuing the things that bring you pleasure. Now, Mars goes into the 10th house as well on the 16th of February. That gives us the grit and the determination to do it. But also for the whole of this year, we've got to be very careful about getting into conflict with anyone, because it could escalate and go too far. And also to not break the rules, because we will be restricted if we break the rules this year in a way that is morally wrong for us. Anyway, Mars is opposing the North Node. There may be some issues to do with the past and your home and family, and how that impacts how you feel about success and achievement. Look into that. Focus for a little time, go within and look at your kind of family history. How did your parents, what was their idea of success, and how did that impact you? And maybe even take it further back to a generation before. We have Mars and Jupiter conjunct on the 19th of March, UK time. That is amazing, because you have the power to do anything and you're really, really confident and optimistic. I mean, the only worry with that transit is we could be overconfident. We just think we could do anything. And you never know, you might pull it off, because you've got the stamina to do it with Mars there. And then the next day, the sun goes into Aries on the 20th of March, UK time. Happy days. That confidence is filled with a warmth and a love and a generosity of spirit, which helps us along. Now, the Mars and Pluto conjunction is one to be very careful of on the 22nd of March, and a few days before and a few days after. And it's around the career zone. I mean, don't kick off. Don't lose your temper if you can help it. Really look at any anger issues that come up around that time, a week before and a week after, because, Aries temper could get them into trouble with that, particularly around career. You might make a dramatic change. If you do, don't do it in anger. On the 24th of March, we have a new moon in Aries, and it's a brand new start. And it's the opportunity to leap into an energy where you're feeling like, right, this is it. I'm starting again in some way. I'm moving forward. I'm letting go of the past. And that is helped with it being conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer. You're ready to let go of past pains, past issues that have maybe followed you throughout the whole of this life. Shadows and wounded and beliefs that you no longer need to take forward into the next whole way of being. Now, Mars and Saturn join forces. Again, that can be tricky if you lose your temper. It's very important that you don't lose your temper. It's important that you can shift that energy, and also very important you don't lose your temper when it comes to groups of people. You can shift that energy by allowing yourself to have the faith in who you are as a leader, who you are as a member of group energy, and what you're putting out there into the world on the web and everything else. Don't write anything rash on the internet around that day, or overshare on social media. Whatever you share is going to stick around that time, and it's about you passionately committing to what you believe in, and not kind of doing things because they're comfortable. Do what you need to do what you want to do, take it further. Now, the North Node is shifting signs. It's all about our past life karma. And at the same, a few days later, Venus, the planet of love, is going retrograde, going backwards to the past. And all of this is in your communication zone. You might hear from an ex-lover. You might be talking about past patterns in relationships, and you see something and you're like, oh my goodness, I can see that there's a pattern in all of my past relationships, and you're able to heal it. You're able to look back at the past and go, I can be who I want to be now, and move forward in that way. Now, the full moon in Sagittarius on the 5th of June gives you great insight, and you're going to need it because there's also a T-square. It's, again, about, what is your soul path? What are you doing to go towards it? You might feel a bit pulled between different responsibilities, but, the whole of this year is about being true to yourself and to commit like you've never committed before. Interestingly, I'm getting married this year, so that's a whole commitment. Anyway, the new moon and annual solar eclipse in Cancer brings about a change and a shift in karma in your family around the 21st of June. And on the 28th of June, Mars enters Aries. Yeah, baby. We are full of energy, full of beings, full of passion, full of desire, full of a hunger for life. And actually, Mars is going to be in Aries for 6 months, although it does go retrograde. So, we are more energized than usual. We have the strength, we have the passion. And we also have the strength and passion to heal any anger issues, any issues to do with sexuality, as it's conjunct Chiron on the 14th of July. So a lot of work to be done on ourselves, but great rewards if we do it. The new moon in Leo is a very jolly one. We're having a rebirth of creativity, a rebirth of passion, a brand new start to our happiness from the 19th of August. And it's sextile the North Node, so there may be a karmic reward around that time. The energy you've put out there may come back to you. Now, Mars does go retrograde in September until November, so our energy dies down a bit, but it's about going within, propping up the plans, taking care of the details around that time, and also finding balance, because on the 22nd of September, the Sun enters Libra, and that's our time for harmony, balance, relationships, and finding that inner peace before we go back out there again. There is a full moon in Aries on the 1st of October, and there should be a great psychic insight around that time. You're going to know something. It's important that you trust your instincts and that you reflect on everything that's going on, and also how you're feeling emotionally. And it is... On the 14th, the Sun is opposing retrograde Mars. So there may be something you need to sort out in terms of your intimate relationships. And there's anything in your life not causing harmony, or causing disharmony rather, you're able to see it it's illuminated then. What you do about it is up to you, but come from your heart. On the 28th of October, Venus, the planet of love, enters your relationship zone. That's the best time of the year, one of the best times of the year, for you to find balance, to have very positive energy around your love relationships as well. What else is going on? Mars goes direct in Aries on the 14th of November, and again, you're re-energized with a whole flow of passion. And the new moon in Sagittarius and the total solar eclipse is going to be very revealing for you on the 14th of December, because it opens up a world of possibilities, a new level of opportunities to explore and adventure. And it's going to be like, wow, why didn't I think of that before? Finally, at the end of the year, Jupiter enters Aquarius, and your community, social zone, your ability to connect with people, your ability to be very in tune with what you're putting out there into the world, and it's about groups and collaborations, and that should be a very positive, a good 10 months where you are able to find the right people, the right squad, the right gang to hang out with. A stunning year. Fundamentally, it's about committing to something and letting go of things that don't serve you, and you haven't got any choice, because in your being, what you've got to let go of already, and you're going to find what you want to commit to. Take care, gorgeous, and I'll speak to you soon. to check out your written monthly, weekly, yearly astrology, pop over to my website, micheleknight.com. I'm not doing readings at the moment, but I do have a company of some of the best psychics and astrologers in the world. I've had the company for 20 years. I handpick them and they are fabulous. So I'm going to start to show you, starting now, their little videos on here.
I'm Sharon P. I'm a clairvoyant and clairsentient reader. I'm told constantly that I'm the most grounded clairvoyant that you're going to meet, because I won't do pink and fluffy. If you had a reading with me, I'll be talking about the past, present and the future. I'll be looking at not just the obstacles in your life, but also the opportunities. I'd like to be the person that's going to straighten your crown for you. I love working on the phone line. I hope that my readings are always motivational. At the end of the call, I'm always asking, has that been of help to you? Are you understanding what I'm saying? It's absolutely wonderful when they come back and go, Sharon, that's brilliant. I'm so excited now. I'm looking forward to the future. And when they come back and tell you they've got their dream job or the love of their life, that really makes me feel like I'm valued.